So, what would Louise like to accomplish this evening?
Well, try and figure. Well, we were gonna go talk to the mayor, right? And after that, I wanted to go speak with Thaddeus, I think his name was. Check my notes. Yeah, Thaddeus.
Uh-huh.
And just get a bit more information on Chainless from him. And yeah, that's mostly it.
Gotcha. Cool. What would Xander like to accomplish this evening?
Convince this guy that they're better. That's his only drive.
Wow. Lofty goals for this evening. See where we get.
Well, I mean, Xander's goal might be impossible.
Yeah.
Going up last session.
Oh. What would Razir like to accomplish this evening?
Probably a long rest at some point. If not be exhausted. But yeah, probably talk to the mayor and figure out what we're gonna do. Maybe decide on a heading.
Donnie, he's here.
Donnie lives. It only took him 20 minutes to get here.
Does your sound work? What happened?
Off.
Cool. Well, you're here, so that's good. How about Duke? What would Duke like to accomplish this evening?
I would like to go to the temple.
Okay. Cool. How
Even
about
the expectations low. Oh, I'd also like to not get knocked out. That's.
Well, I don't know if I can promise that. I guess
I
we'll
know
see.
you can't. I really. I'm so paranoid.
What would Thrall like to accomplish this evening?
I haven't slept in like 2 days.
Very tired.
Bro
Crew,
would like
the three
bro
of
would
us.
like a long rest.
All right. Well, we'll see what we get in these 2.5 hours.
Hey.
So, during the last session, everybody kind of met at the battle with the chainless individuals at the cart and the streets of Beacon. Previously, another scuffle, which involved fireballs and gunshots, happened. There was an investigation that's currently ongoing. The group kind of finally came together, as we've all been waiting for, and kind of have reasons to stick together, at least for now. There's a lot of questions in the air and some things to figure out, collect information, and hopefully maybe start going on another adventure. I don't know if that's going to happen tonight, but we will we'll see. After not a lengthy conversation with Zanladir, you guys were waiting inside of the Old Hammer, the tavern. The three of you kind of listening out on the conversation with Louise and Xander were having with Zanladir, who then decided to go over and talk to the Raiders of Nyxruinum and maybe talk to them about hiring them for his mission. You'll find out the next morning, I guess. And you were just now about to leave the Old Hammer when Corbin was meeting you at the doorway there. And that is actually where we bring things back. Is there any other clarification information you guys need, or we can just hop in here and...
Do it.
Go.
There you go.
So, Corbin meets you at the doorway to the Old Hammer. Beyond him, you can see that there are many people on the streets still being held back by some of the guards. They had cleared earlier, but now you see that there is a different reason for them to be conjoining in the streets outside of the Hammer. There is a man, an individual with short brown hair, spectacles, a long dark coat, and very clearly holding, as the cloak is kind of, or the coat is kind of pushed to the sides, a long cutlass on one side and a revolver hanging off of holster on the right hand, or the the right-hand side, yeah. Kind of like moving his spectacles up slightly as he steps out of the crowd and kind of pushes his hands to the side as everybody kind of parts. And you can hear some people are asking this individual questions like, was that Chainless? Oh, we saw who that was. Who was it that took him down? What are we going to do now? What's going to happen to the town? And you can hear him just kind of nods reflectively and steps forward towards the old hammer as he turns around and says, please, your questions will be answered. Eventually. And then makes his way up to where Corbin is. Corbin kind of turns to the side. We was coming to get you, but it looks like you're all ready to go.
Took care of what we needed to do.
Right. Well, I wanted to bring you to Nicodon's office at his estate, but he decided he wanted to meet you himself as soon as possible due to the events of this day. So this individual, kind of officious-looking cowboy, interestingly enough, he's not quite, kind of like almost like a more intelligent version. He's not wearing like a wide-brimmed hat or anything. He just kind of steps forward, kind of large work boots. You can see he's got like a leather vest underneath his coat, and yellow trousers, which are tucked into large work boots on the bottom as he kind of clumps forward. So you're the ones I'm looking for then. My name is Nicodon.
Yeah, hola. My name is the Thin White Duke. These are my associates.
Right.
Nice to meet you. Name's Wazir.
Right. You're the ones I have to hold responsible for the problems I have here.
I mean,
Well, I mean, they were going to kill us. We didn't really have a choice. I guess the problem, but like, I mean, do you really not want to see? Like, do you really want to see people die? I don't.
People die all the time around here. Murders happen. Have you never been to Beacon?
But I mean, I've spent a couple days here, but maybe that's a problem you guys should sort out. No.
Well, the main problem here is who was killed. Something we're all going to have to answer for sooner or later. But before we mention any names of who was killed, and he kind of looks around, and you can the two individuals, the man and the woman who ran up to you guys originally, who were like basically saying that they were not reporters but were going to report on the events of this, are still like off to the side, maybe 50, 60 feet away, kind of eyes over to them. Probably best to talk in my office. I just wanted to lay eyes on you and make sure you weren't I wasn't bringing danger into my home, which is where my office is. Can I have your word that nothing more foul is going to happen today that we're all going to have to answer for?
I mean, yeah. As long as you're not going to kill us, then sure.
You must not let chaos exist in the world. Law exists for a reason. We must let the light of the Lord's take us into this law. You must resist the chaos, and it is time to put an end to it.
He just like doesn't say anything and like looks over the rest of you, looks at Corbin. Is this guy serious? Can't not let chaos. I mean, have you been out in the world? Where did you come from?
We have been hiding
Don't,
too long.
don't answer that question. Let's just come back to my office here. We'll go have a proper conversation under some better circumstances where I can kind of control who can hear what's going on.
Sí,
Right?
Vámonos. Let's just go.
Y'all look pretty worse for wear. You need any help at all?
been a long day.
Very long.
All right. Well, right this way. He turns around and Corbin follows, and he leads you through the town to the main central estate, which I've kind of pinged on the map here so you can see where that is. You're kind of followed by a small crowd, which again are being held back. There's like probably, I don't know. You didn't notice before, but he actually has two bodyguards that are with him that as you approach the estate kind of start to break off and kind of hold some people back. as there's still people who are like, even from the windows of some of the buildings, are shouting down to him. It's kind of like a really strange, like you're not in a, I don't know, what other towns, don't have the situation where everybody is trying to get information on what's going on. It's kind of a small town, so information gets around more quickly, and everyone's looking to find out what happened. There was a huge battle that took place in the middle of the street, and explosions and things. So there's a lot of people whispering and talking. As you approach the estate, it's a 2-story building. It's fairly large. I wouldn't call it a mansion, but it's bigger than most of the other buildings that are here, and you can probably could tell that it's kind of the second nicest building that's here, except for the old Hammer, which was newly built up after being burnt down. There's a large wrought iron fence that kind of surrounds the entire thing, or at least the front courtyard area, which has some nice gardens in it. As the gate is unlocked and Corbin kind of steps in and kind of motions for everybody to step inwards, you hear from the inside of the building, which is, there's like large double oak doors and many windows, and there's kind of a tower off to the left-hand side as part of the actual building itself. You hear the sound of breaking dishes, things being scattered around from the inside all at once as a scream rends through the air out into everything, and people who are all around the wrought iron fence at this point, kind of like hemming in, trying to see what's happening. Nicodon hears the scream and just doesn't say anything to any of you and bolts for the door. Corbin looks to the two, everybody sees what's happening frantically, closes the gate and locks it, and then runs after Nicodon. What are you guys doing?
I run with them.
Were we inside the gate? Sorry.
Did you want to be inside the gate?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was letting you in.
Okay, yeah.
He was taking you to his home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Follow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, we're
I sit outside where no one's gonna punch me in my face.
where did I put my warg? Did I put it back?
It's in
I
the
put it back
stable.
He's in the
did put it
stable.
back,
You-
yeah.
You have him
Guarding
laying
the
on
box.
top of the box. He
Right.
barely fit inside
That
the
whole
thing as
thing.
he's inside the stables.
I remember.
So, as you guys are racing towards the building, Nicodon gets there first, throws the double doors open, and you can see that there is a woman on the inside. And there's a door to the right, which you hear open on the inside of the building. This woman is holding some type of firearm in her hands and blasted off towards something and gets thrown across the room by the shot that she's trying to use, and disappears. You don't see her anymore. Nicodon runs inside, turns to the right, lets out a yell, and slams a door. You guys arrive at the threshold of the double doors as he's doing that, and there's a huge thud as he's holding the door back. There's something in there, big, white. I didn't really get a good look. There's something. It's just the kitchen. One of my maids is dead on the inside. I don't know what it is. And you hear still the sound of scraping and tables getting knocked over on the inside. No more screams. Corbin moves up.
There another way in?
There's windows.
Right. I'm gonna go around to look for a window.
I'll go with him.
Okay.
Are there any markings or anything along the walls that are out of the ordinary, on the outside of this?
So you guys, some of you start to make your way out around the front of this. As far as there's no markings on this side of the door. When you walked in this foyer entryway, there's a staircase that leads up on the right-hand side of the second floor. You're in an entryway with a door to the left, a door at the end of this foyer area, and the door immediately to the right, which is what Nicodon's currently holding closed. And there's something gets slammed up against it, which causes him to almost lose his balance, but Corbin moves up to help him hold the door closed. So there's just no, apart from the shotgun shot that, basically exploded part of the outside of the framework of this door, there's no blood or claw marks or anything that you can see.
No other doors into this room?
He said there's just windows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So who's going outside?
I follow Razir outside.
Thrall, you staying inside?
I'll be right back. Sorry. Keep
Stay
going.
inside and away from the kitchen door towards the main door.
Which are
I
flung
just-
open. They're still just open to the outside right
Yeah.
now.
And just comment at everyone there. It's like, oh, you better just board them up.
Okay.
Just watch them leave.
All right.
Whatever.
Corbin goes over and starts to grab a table to pull it over to the doorway.
I helped him. No, I went outside.
You went outside. What is Xander doing?
I'm in the doorway, kind of peeking around the door, like looking back and forth, outside and in, like, oh, there's got to be a sign. Like, somebody's going to give me a sign, and we're going to do something, and I'm afraid.
Gotcha. Okay, the three of you who head outside, there are two windows that are for the kitchen. You head over to, there's a left and right hand side one. Looking inside, the windows are a little bit cloudy. It looks like something broke up against one of them, like, I don't know, something that had milk inside of it. It's all running down one of the windows. You go to the other one that doesn't have anything that's running down it. Go ahead and make a perception check. Anybody who's looking inside.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, someone was bound to roll well.
Okay. So,
Hey.
I guess Duke and Louise, I don't know, got there first or something. It is very dark inside, and I will say that the nat 20 is still a lower roll than Louise's 25. Louise, you do see that there is some type of hulking figure on the inside. There are lights. Looks like one of them has been, like, not broken, but hit and, like, smashed. And it's like they're candles that are on this little thing on the side of the wall. So that particular light isn't shining as much light in the particular section of the kitchen. So you do make out that there's something in there. It looks like it's eating something. It's like hunched down to the ground. It looks humanoid. As far as coloration, it's too dark to see, but there's definitely some large hulking figure inside that's
Alright.
just rummaging through things.
And when you say it's too far to see like its coloration, I'm guessing it's too far to see if it's also like it's got slime all over it, like it's sweating a lot.
I think those are both high enough rolls. It's not dripping anything. It does
Alright, so-
have. It's refracting the light strangely, is what I'll
Alright, yeah.
say. It's not normal coloration of skin,
Yeah,
and it does
just-
not have
Yeah,
clothing on.
just to be sure,
whatever
answering
it
out
is.
with us basically if it was like with the bodies we found in the Goblin Cave, like they were like covered in slime and stuff like that.
Thinking back about that, those bodies were covered in slime because they were sitting in sacks of their own
All right.
bodily fluids that may have been oozing from various wounds that they had for whatever reason. This may or may not be reminiscent of the things you saw before, but it is not covered in liquid.
All right.
You
All right,
guys tell
suddenly-
Razir what you see?
Yeah, I tell Razir
Yeah.
that it's dark in there, but we need to go in. Whatever this thing is, it must be put to rest. And then a halo of light erupts from around the Thin White Duke's head as I use light just to illuminate things. And then I'm diving through the window.
Okay. Window's closed.
I'm gonna break that mugger.
You're gonna break the window. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll for that. Yeah, so it's probably about 5 feet, 4 or 5 feet up. So there's like a lip, like a stoned lip on the outside. So you're able to hoist up, and do you just like shoulder check through and roll into the?
Oh, I'd like to take a couple steps back and then like dive and like missile kick my way through the window.
Okay, that I'm gonna ask for an acrobatics check for.
Okay. Yo, boy.
There's no way you fail. Yeah.
24. Okay. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys to the map.
Yeehaw.
Now here's the thing: we got to move you guys around a bit. We'll put. I'm gonna well, I don't want you guys to move around too much, but
Quick, explore the whole mansion.
Quick, run through every room.
Open the doors.
Xander was standing kind of in the doorway.
There's 4 doors. Which ones are open?
Well, you can't. Yeah.
I'm in the front doors.
No, there's not actually. These are windows.
Ow. These are front doors.
Yes, they are.
These are front gonna hang out by the window.
Jason, stop.
And you said the kitchen doors was the left ones over
No,
here?
no, the kitchen door is the right-hand side. It's this one over
No,
here.
I want to be over here.
You-
Away from the kitchen doors. That was my jam.
Okay.
When I hear the
here.
glass break, I'm just like, move the table, we're going in, move the table, unlock the door.
So as you guys hear the sound of breaking glass, as Corbin, and this is the last little bit we're going to do here before we get into a little more seriousness that's about to happen, as Duke is literally just jumping through the window of the kitchen and starting things up. Corbin runs over to Xander before he grabs the table, moves it over, moves Nicodon kind of out of the way, and Nicodon goes to check on his family, which is why he's not on the battle map. And Xander runs over to Xander. You need to either be inside or outside. Nicodon doesn't want anyone to know what's going on in the building. And then there's a as Duke breaks through into the kitchen. So he's like grabs onto your collar and pulls you inside the building. And then closes and locks the door. There you go. Alrighty. And as you Duke, as you land and do a roll in,
I
you
can
take
use
in.
my familiar for this.
You could. Do you want me to put it
I
on
want
the
to
map?
give him some.
No.
I want to give Duke some covering fire as he's diving in, so that Thingy is distracted and not jumping on him as he's in there immediately.
So they told you it was in there, but you didn't see it. So there's that.
I don't know how I didn't see this thing.
Well, it's kind of around the corner, kind of, and I'm having a hard time putting it in a spot that. Anyways, you rolled a 7 on your perception check, Duke. As you roll inside, you take in your surroundings. The entire kitchen's been tossed, and there is a dead body that's like half eaten on the ground, basically, as this white hulking figure with 4 arms stands up and does have liquid dripping from it, but it is blood and other things from its mouth, which was turned away, which is why Louise didn't see that. Turns to you, and its mouth like unhinges into 3 separate sections and just out in your direction, and is gonna go ahead and charge in. We're gonna put you. Where did you want to land? I'll let you put yourself where you want to in that kitchen.
That works
Where you're
right
running.
there.
That works right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm anxious that I can't see in there.
Yeah, the door's closed. You don't have sight, and there is now a table blocking the way.
Yeah.
Okay. I would.
I
like
yell
everybody-
back out the window real quick. Say, "Gran problema."
Yeah, because the guy who's got 7 HP just jumped into the kitchen with the bad thing.
Hey, you know what? We
This
gotta eliminate the evils in the world. I'm out here.
I told you I couldn't
He's
promise
gotta-
that I wouldn't take you down the session.
I did
He's
this
got to get his
myself.
ones per session down out of the way right
It
now.
does. I just
Get
hope
it
this
out
thing doesn't-
early.
just hope this thing doesn't crit you. That would be
I
bad.
really hope not. Also,
I would like everybody to please roll initiative. Combat encounter is up.
That stunk.
Oh. Okay. Funny enough. Top of the round.
We don't have Donnie.
Not in the order.
Why, Donnie?
I don't know.
Did you click your token before you clicked?
It sure did. It's highlighted and everything.
I don't even
What did you-
see Donnie's roll.
What did you roll?
I didn't even see his roll. Now I know.
What did you-
I can
Wait, what just happened?
push buttons here.
Did I just
Am I-
delete him from the
Team
initiative?
keeps yelling at me.
Not only did I delete him from the initiative tracker, I deleted him from the game.
How did you do that?
Bye, Donnie. Bye.
Goodbye.
Go on
What is
home.
this?
Unknown combatant.
What did Thrall actually get for initiative?
21.
Oh, I'm not on here anymore.
You're not even on the board. What is happening?
I don't exist.
What did Duke get?
17.
17?
Oh, wait.
Okay. Top of the round is Thrall. So all you know is that you've heard sounds coming. You hear Duke shout through the door. What did Duke shout? A problem?
Gran problema.
Big problem.
I don't speak that particular language.
I'm practicing my Spanish while I'm doing this this whole D&D arc. I'm just letting you know.
Sounds good to me.
So I'll hear them. I'll hear the window crashing, right?
Yep.
Is that audible?
Yep, for sure.
I'll be like, oh, those guys are doing something stupid. Help me with the dumb table. I'll go over there. And
Okay.
hold an action to get assistance to move the table. I don't know.
Wait, didn't Corbin move the table right?
Corbin's
He
standing
said
right. He literally just pushed the table up against the door, and you ran
Yeah.
over, and you're like,
All right.
"Get this thing out of the way." Okay. I'll say you're able to. It's just a table. You could just take it. It'll take your action to move it out of the way and open the door if you want to. I'll allow that.
Kick the door open.
Oh, I do have light on me also. I don't know if it's something that needs to be.
Sure.
Yeah. The halo is emitting light as per the light cantrip.
What's the
20-foot radius or 10 feet bright light. Oh wait, no. Bright light and 20-foot radius. Yeah, 20-foot radius bright light and 20 feet of dim light after that.
It's basically a torch.
Oh, it's a torch.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
You can have a light on you.
Yes.
I'll say you're outside the door because you moved the table and opened the door, and now you're standing there, and that's gonna be as much as you can do on your 6-second turn.
Okay. I'm done.
Do you want to stand in the way of the door?
Yep, right in the way. You can walk through me.
Cool. Okay. Ending your turn. Duke, you're in this
All right.
room. You're lit up. This creature's about to come for you.
All right. So as I'm standing there with the light over my head, and I put my hands up and I kind of grab light strands and I throw it down in front of me and create a shield using Shield of Faith. First level
Nice.
spell bonus action.
That's awesome.
I will mark my spell is gone, and then I will move. I'm gonna go get knocked out right away.
Just get it out of the way.
Yep. I'm running across, and as I run past the creature, I will strike out with my short sword and attack it.
Do it up.
I don't know why my rolls aren't.
22 definitely hits.
Yeet.
You
Oh.
did install Beyond 20, right?
Yeah, it's already installed.
8 points of damage.
Yeet.
Oh, apparently the sheet is. has
Maybe
not
you
been
won't die.
recognized as-
Maybe I won't. I feel like I will, but I'm not sure.
Well,
and then
click on your features and traits.
I use the
tab
rest
to
of my
make
movement
sure-
to step behind it at that
There
point,
we-
just
okay.
kind of dancing around it.
Ignore this.
Ignore this.
It came up.
Yeah, there you go.
I fixed it.
So as you run by it, you see this creature now that's in the light of your halo has like translucent skin, and they're under the neck and traveling up the back of its head. There are these lightly pulsating blue veins in its neck. And as you cut it open, there's just a bunch of translucent liquid that just comes pouring out onto the ground in front of you, and it's has like a glue type, like a I don't know how to describe it. Yeah. Anyways, it's not like water or blood coming out. It's thicker than that as it kind of onto the ground. Is that your turn?
Ew. Yeah, that's the end of my turn. That's gross.
Okay. Corbin, like takes Thrall's shoulders and like moves Thrall out of the way and runs into the room. Oh, can't get all the way there. Oh, yes, I can. What am I talking about? Okay. Moves over the dead body and is going to go ahead and take a few strikes at this thing. Takes out a Morning Star and like kind of bangs it against the shield that he's holding. 2 strikes. That's a natural 1. And a 16 to hit, which hits.
He's got his advantage from flanking.
He does have advantage, so that'll be the first strike. So he did 7 points of damage on the first one.
Positioning.
Good thinking. I don't know why it's rolling. Oh man, it was almost natural 20. Another 7 points of damage. Duke, you're watching as he's literally beating this thing in the head, and its head is just like slightly caving inwards, and it's like one of its eyes pops out and falls onto the ground, and it's just like screaming in rage. Doesn't seem to be affected by the fact that its head is caving in, meaning like it should be just dead from that happening, but it's not. It is now the entity's turn. It's going to turn around and attack Duke.
What a dick.
It's not gonna hit.
What is this here? Oops. Oh. Well, it's going to take its first 2 attacks on Corbin.
Oh no,
Oh, man.
I don't like this. I don't know what this thing looks like, but I don't
You
like
sure
that it
don't.
changed.
It's
sure
gross
don't.
looking.
Yeah. Pretty. And then, so the first one hit, did 8
I'm
points
sure
of
it's
damage
naked too.
to Corbin. Second attack. Oh, man, this is brutal. Another 7 points of damage to Corbin. That's not good. And it's going to turn around. So you see it has like these elongated like fingers on it, and it just like drags them across Corbin, who's trying to hold his shield up, but it like almost slices his arm like clean off on the side as he's like taking damage and just screaming out as he's doing that. Turns around to you, and its mouth unhinges again and comes in to like bite onto your face.
That's terrifying.
Oh, that's a 10 to hit.
Yo, I'm good.
Wow. Okay. Ending its turn. Xander, you're up.
All right. All right. I'm going over into this corner, and I'm like trying to see past Threll, and I'm like, hold on, can I see? Can I see? Wait. Oh my God! And I see it through the crack in the door.
You can see it.
I'm like, move your face, and I'm gonna put my hand out, and ow, that really hurt. I am going to cast Frostbite on it. It has to make a Constitution save of 15.
That's a natural 1.
Okay, so it takes 2 points of cold damage, but on its next weapon attack, it has disadvantage.
Gotcha. Next weapon attack. Doesn't specify melee attack.
Oh no, I am. Oh God. All right, that stinks. And then, would there perchance happen to be any items weighing between 1 and 5 pounds on the table?
There's all kinds of items.
Are there? Is
the
there like
kitchen.
an apple?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over to the table really quick and just pick up an apple.
Okay.
And then run back over here, and
Okay.
that'll be the end of my turn.
There's plenty of items between 1 and 5 pounds inside the kitchen as well. But you're just
No.
like, I'm not even going in there at all. Not
No.
even going to worry about that.
No.
All right. Ending Xander's turn. Razier, you're up. Louise, you're on deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah. I'm gonna do a little hop in through the window myself. Run up, open that one, do a little dive in, and then step to the side. And I'm gonna get a little darker and activate my form of dread.
Nice.
Adios, míos.
And then gain 10 temporary HP.
Wow.
And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast at this guy.
Do it up.
21 to hit.
21 hits. For sure.
Oh,
minimum damage.
It's all right.
Seven.
Seven's still a
7
ton.
damage.
That's really good.
Yeah, 7 force damage, and then if they can be frightened, they will need to make a Wisdom save.
Okay. As a 14.
DC was 15, so it is now scared of me
Nice.
in my spooky form of dread.
Cool. So it like takes the blast in the side and kind of moves out to the side. It's rearing around and looks at you, and its like face opens up, and its eye, its remaining eye, kind of like goes wide as the other is just kind of leaking goop down. It's just really disgusting creature. Yeah. So it can't move away from you, and it has disadvantage on attacks against creatures if it can see you.
Isn't it
Well,
move closer to you?
It can't move closer to me. It can only move away, and while it's in line of sight, it has disadvantage.
Gotcha. Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes. Click.
Louise.
All right. I like to go through the broken window over here.
Mhm. Lift yourself up.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
Use the shield to not cut myself on the glass a bit.
Yep.
But yeah. And I'll move over
Throws
here.
on deck.
And I'll bonus action Shillelagh, so I have it ready. And for my action, I'll use Thorn Whip on the enemy.
Okay. It's an attack roll, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, 24 definitely hits.
And I won't be moving it, just so yeah. So yeah, 6 points of damage.
6 damage.
And that's my turn.
So like wraps around its arm, and like one of its arms gets like partially detached and pulled off, and you can see a bone with some sinew like hanging down, and it's just kind of swinging off to the side now.
I'm guessing I'm too far to notice like the blue greenish things, right?
I would say from this perspective you'd be able to see it because they're up the neck and around the back, to the back of this thing's head.
It immediately clicked with me, like it's like the others. So I'll tell everyone, don't try it and let it touch your skin. And yeah.
Did everybody hear that?
Don't let it touch your skin.
Correct.
Top of the round. Threll.
Okay. Stepping into the kitchen so I can now see what's going on. I am going to knock an arrow and give it a flip.
Give it a flip.
Whip.
17 hits.
Hooray! It goes. Swish. That's the
Ooh.
sound arrow makes, right?
11 swish. 11 points of damage.
And that's my turn.
So it intersects with like the back of the neck of this thing and out the other side, and where you hit it, as opposed to the slashing wounds that it's taken, you can now see that there's like a trickle of blue liquid, which is different than you saw before, which for Louise is kind of catches you off guard a little bit. Everything you've seen thus far has been translucent. It seems like there's something different about this one to some extent. Duke, you are up.
All right. So I will use. All right. So I'm just gonna, standing right in front of it, go ahead and slice upward with my short sword. I'm just cutting into this bad man Gemma.
Okay.
Yeah, that's trash.
8 does not hit, unfortunately.
And then as I go up,
Was that with advantage?
Oh,
Oh
Is it
no,
flanking?
it's not. Thanks, I forgot my own advantage. Yeah.
that does hit for sure.
Much better.
All right. We'll slice upward then.
6
And then-
damage.
Yeah. I'm going to, upon completion of the upward arc, I flip my short sword around and I just front strike, so unarmed attack right to the face.
Okay. An unarmed strike right to the face. Gotcha.
Yes, unarmed strike.
22
on-
definitely hits. Yep. 6 points of damage. As you see, you turn the short sword around and like hit it with the end of the short sword, but it's considered an unarmed strike, is what you said, right? As you intersect with it, some of the liquid touches your hand. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah. Damn, my monk powers. Ooh, thank goodness.
Nice.
Not trying to go down today.
Very nice. Okay. You still, it like coats you and you kind of just like shake it off a little bit. It doesn't burn or anything. You just were told not to touch it necessarily, so you're not quite sure exactly what would have happened had you failed. Ending your turn.
Yes.
It is Corbin's turn, who's going to go ahead and take his strikes. Oh, with advantage. Okay, that hits. Okay. So, as that happens and you're like shaking off the liquid, Corbin just takes one last swing at the top of this thing and just it collapses to the ground. Yeah, the NPC got the kill on the baddie. Yeah. So it splats to the ground and like almost liquefies, not instantly, but like it like can't keep its corporeal self together and just like melts into the ground with like arms and legs kind of splayed out and everything with that liquid. You kind of have to jump out of the way or it will, encompass your feet. But yeah, that's the conclusion of that. That was pretty quick. So
Got my form of dread.
There isn't anything currently harrying you guys as you stand there in the kitchen with this mess on the ground. You can still hear people that are like running around on the inside. Maybe it's servants. You're not entirely sure. There's conversation going on. Corbin kind of looks down. Well, this is strange. You're muted, Jason.
I'm going to walk right up to it.
I step away from it and clean my blade off.
Okay. So
Are there anything in the room that would denote where it came from or how it got in or anything like that?
If you want to make an investigation check, you can. Anybody who's taking a look around the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Oh,
But
wait.
check if it like see like any of the slime on anything like around.
Oh
them.
my god, guys. Finally. Oh, that's perception.
That's wrong button.
Remember, we're at disadvantage for our skill checks.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I can't believe this.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow. Xander, as you walk over to the body and Thrall, as you're kind of looking around the side as well, there's a little alcove in this back section that's over here, which we don't necessarily need to use the whole map for our RP purposes. We can change to Theater of the Mind, but there is an alcove at the back, a section of this part of the kitchen, with a bucket and a chain designed to, I guess it's like an indoor well, which is interesting and different. It definitely looks like this creature probably came from the well. There is no other, like there's a back pantry, which in the fray of things, you saw that there's a door towards the back, even going and opening it up and looking inside. It's just a bunch of storage racks. There's no other major windows or anything. So it either came in the front door, one of these two windows, or this deep, dark, scary alcove well in the back of the kitchen.
I'm gonna go check out what's through that other door.
That's the storage room with all of the shelves and everything. That's kind of, I opened it up so you could see. It does have, it looks like a disused storage room.
What's going on with the vision in there?
I recover my arrow.
Is there no light in there?
No, there's the one light up at the other side, but can't see anywhere else in here.
I guess it's not providing enough light for you to see.
I can see fine.
Okay. I mean, I can...
If it's just the square room, then it's just the square room, yeah.
There you go. Can you see now?
Yeah. Yeah. Just a quick glance to make sure there's no, like, holes in the walls or anything. Or the roof to make sure it didn't come this way.
Okay. With just carrying over all those investigation checks, you feel you do a thorough investigation of the kitchen, the back storeroom, and it seems pretty conclusive that really the only place it could have come from and kind of surprised these guys without coming in the front door, which you guys were walking up to the front door when all this ruckus happened. It probably came from this indoor well.
Didn't come from the back.
Corbin's just trying to like step out of the goop that's on the floor as Xander's very like furiously taking notes, standing over it at everything that's going on here.
I look over to Louise. You know what this thing was? You said not to touch it.
Well, we're not exactly sure what it is, but we know that. We think that the chainless are involved with them. Like the our other job for the men we met back at the old hammer. We had to go in the goblin cave, and inside the goblin cave there was a bunch of people like all wrapped up in rags, and like some of them like had a third eyes, one had like 6 digits on both hands, one had the third arm, was like weird stuff like that, and they all had weird like blue greenish things all over like their necks and their body. So we think that's the same thing, and from what we gathered is that if you like touch either it, like the weird liquids that come from it, you might actually end up like them. So yeah.
Well, that ain't good.
Terrible.
I look over to Corbin. You all right?
I didn't touch it. Thing is this isn't the first time I've seen something like this. This definitely warrants a deeper discussion with Nicodon. We should do, I'm going to do a perimeter sweep to make sure that there's no more of these things. And he like picks up one of the tables and like that's knocked over and goes over to the well and like puts it over it and puts the big heavy metal bucket on top of it and the chains and like starts piling stuff on top of the table to block up the well hole. Took some damage, but I'm good.
Does this thing, like, I mean, it looks still remotely human, right? Like, it's not like a complete, like, I could tell that this used to be a human.
Well, you don't know if it was a human necessarily. You know that it was humanoid.
It was humanoid, yeah.
Right, correct. So it was something humanoid previously.
Do I see any of the chainless markings on it, or is this just a homebody?
I'm not going to have you roll for this because it's mostly liquefied. So, like, there's, like, some body parts and everything, but there's nothing discernible on it that would give you that idea.
All right.
This music is so fitting. Anyways. Guys are all just standing in the kitchen, just milling around. So Corbin kind of comes back over to the rest of everybody. I'll complete my sweep. Just go ahead and wait out in the foyer if you want. That door at the end of the hall here, opposite of the main entryway, that's the office. I'll have Nicodon come and meet with you. Somebody will come and clean this up. You said don't touch the liquid, right? That was something that I was aware of before, but you said it was because people were turning into these things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically like an infection. Like if you touch it, like now it's like on your skin and goes into your pores and into your bloodstream, and then like it's a whole thing.
And none of you guys are infected, right?
And never seen one of these things before?
Is it? Nobody else says it does anything? Do I have to ask each of you individually? You're not going to give me an answer? I can't be having infected people in here, something. I don't want just like a spider erupting from your chest and attacking everyone, I made sure to keep my distance. He looks over towards Duke. You punched that thing. You got some of that liquid on you. You good?
No,
don't feel
I'm
any
protected from
weird?
the light of the gods.
I can't get over it. I just can't get over it. It's so ridiculous.
I make
Yeah,
a holy gesture. I go like this. Quickly, we're wasting time. Let's go speak to the mayor. We must get to the bottom of this.
Okay. So Corbin goes and does his sweep. You guys all eventually convene with Nicodon in his study. He comes back kind of breathing heavily and kind of sweating, wiping the sweat from his brow. You guys sit down in the study. Xander, I'd like you to make a deception check, please.
Deception. He didn't even do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's the kind of guy to break into a cold sweat. Yeah, that's pretty good.
No.
No way, there's
No-
nobody
nobody-
has a
no-
higher
no-
insight.
Nobody has a higher passive insight than 17. So, yeah, you're good. So you guys all convene in the study. Nicodon kind of goes behind the desk and sits down, takes out like a handkerchief.
Alright, my phone started ringing.
It takes out a white handkerchief and kind of pats his forehead. Please, just pull up a chair. There's no chairs in here, but just go ahead and sit down if you want.
I do.
There actually are chairs in here. I didn't put them on the map, but there's some chairs in here. It's his office. There's only 4 of them, and there's 5 of you, so one of you will have to stand.
Stand in the back.
Okay. Standing room only.
Standing room only.
On the desk.
Get off the desk.
So, you see, now I have an extra problem. And
Looks like it.
and it's not the problem of the sort you think, because my problem was, like, we're going to get to the part where I appreciate what you just did, saving the town and the family and all that. We're going to get to that part momentarily here. But the problem is that I had a problem with you before that I needed solving, which was that you brought some chainless down upon us, or rather you will when they find out what you did to their people. Because while we don't have friendly relations with them, I feel like Corbin's already been over this with you, is we can't just let stuff like this happen. They're going to come back, they're going to find out what happens, or they won't. Now, I was going to try to hold you accountable, but now you've saved everybody. That's the problem I have. Now I'm caught between a rock and a hard place, and I'm not quite sure what it is to do about it. So tell me what I should do about it.
All right, look. I already got some animosity with the Chainless. I brought one of their boys in as a bounty down farther south, and they already don't like me. So you can go ahead and say I did it, which this is the truth.
Just tell them we're dead.
Besides, they had grabbed us, and they were planning on trading us for some whatever folk you got captured here anyways, or whoever. Maybe not here, but there was some trading of persons to be done, and I don't fancy myself the cooperative sort when someone tries to put me in a situation like that.
Well,
that being as it may, we got ourselves out, came here, warned y'all about incoming Chainless, and what happened from there was seemed a bit of a, I don't know if you've been over to that house where that fire was, but seemed a bit of a scuffle between what looked like 2 groups of the Chainless. That seems to be what took him out. I give him a wink.
that's all fine and good. But the main problem is that anytime chainless die under our watch, they take it out on us, townsfolk, specifically me, specifically on my wealth, my well-being, my family, not letting me do my job, which they claim I don't do well enough. And, well, it's possible that the good people of this town may have another mayor next time the chainless come through, because I'll be hauled off myself. In fact, I'm running through the back of my mind whether or not I'd just run out of town, taking my family with me, and head somewhere else. But you see, there's something else on the table here, and it's that, well, you know that every town's got raiders, right? Little group of people that go out and do things for each town. Well, the chainless have this kind of unspoken rule. When a town has a set of raiders working for them, they don't avoid them necessarily, but they go take it a little easier on the towns. You see, for some reason, they like they're being protectors of each town. It's like they've got this weird backwards way of looking at things. Like if the town doesn't have people protecting it, then it's more likely to be raided, and so they might as well take advantage of that. But I don't understand it myself. But we had a set of raiders. They went missing a couple days ago. Sent them on a mission. They're gone. Raiders of Beacon, just gone. Nobody knows where. I shouldn't say that. I know where they went. I don't know where they went missing. So,
You got no prospects for replacing them then?
not until I saw a small group such as yourselves taking down several chainless, thinking that you might be able to help me with my soon-to-be chainless problem, if you understand what I'm saying.
I see what you're getting at.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have no problem with that, but like, you can't continue endorsing this stuff. Like, I mean, you just saw what happened in there. Like, that was like a person. Like that was a person. So if you're gonna keep being like, oh, we're gonna be hands off about this chainless thing, then I'm not really sure we can work together because what they're doing is pretty sick.
I agree with the boy. He is right.
I think this is the mayor's attempt at taking the first step at fixing this problem. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but being a raider don't sound too bad to me. It's not going to be too much different from my current occupation. That's an interesting thought you got there, Mr. Mayor.
And he looks towards Xander. Sorry, I didn't catch your name, son.
I'm Xander.
Xander.
Mm-hmm.
Nicodon, in case you didn't already get that much.
No, but I got it.
And it looks over towards Razier. Next is actually not our first time working on this problem. It's not the first step I'm taking at all. In fact, this is like the fourth or fifth or sixth step that I'm taking on behalf of this town and on behalf of the whole entire continent, if I will say so. And I will give you more details on what it is we've been working on thus far, being the smallest town in Novus, if and when we can write up a contract
Fair
that
enough.
you will take on the title of the Raiders of Beacon. Now, believe you me, that isn't exactly something I want necessarily. It's something that I'm in need of for multiple reasons.
This work is important, and I believe we should take up arms against the chainless. I don't think that their presence is going to be tolerated much longer. We must work against them and whatever these abominations are in order to end the threat and bring back the light of the world.
Oh, there's one man on a noble quest. What about the rest of y'all? Any inkling on putting down a bit of a roots here and taking up a job?
Does this mean we're friends? Are we friends? Are we like a group? Like, are we like a group now? Like, are we friends?
I feel like we are loose associates.
Yeah, he's got the right idea.
I'll take
for now.
associates. I'll take associates. Okay, I'm interested.
You're very excitable.
Well, I've just never had like a group, you know, like I've never had associates.
I'm very concerned.
They've got their place. Well,
But-
seems the boy's sad enough and interested. What about his brother? You
Yeah, one thing I'm concerned about us being the Raiders is I feel like it might put an even bigger target than we already have on our backs. But you, Mr. Mayor, you said that the Raiders went missing a few days ago, right?
Right.
And do you have any ideas where they might have gone missing? Because what if we were to like bring them back to Beacon and they could retake their role as the Raiders?
Well, in the event that you do find them and bring them back and they're all in one piece, then we do a little bit of mind therapy and we figure out whether or not they stay as the Raiders of Beacon. You see, them not coming back kind of voids their current contract. You see, the whole point of being a Raider is you're given special priority. You're given the ability to go on missions, and you're given priority and additional money with the understanding that I need to be kept informed. Where they were going was somewhere dark. So that would be the first mission. So recover what's left of them. Continue, or I should say solve the problem or figure it out what it was I sent them on, which may or may not have to do with these strange creatures and smells we have going on in the town, and may or may not also have a connection with the Chainless. That remains to be seen.
All right. Well, on my part, I'd say we could go look for them, and if, as you say, they passed like their test and they're still like mentally able to be the Raiders, I personally think you should keep them, because we're just a bunch of outsiders who just came to Beacon. How do you think like the townsfolk would react to a bunch of people who just made a big commotion in the middle of the city suddenly becoming the Raiders?
You see, that's actually my way of fixing this problem with the explosions and all the things that have been going on in the killing, is that you are the new Raiders. That's my explanation for the people. They'll accept that much better than a random group of folks came through, and I have no answer as to whether and if and when the original Raiders are coming back. And the people have been a little bit skittish asking around where they've been, and the only answer we can give them is that they're on a top secret mission.
So this is a deception to protect yourself.
Leaders have to do these sorts of things all the time. I'm sure you can understand. It's for the good of the greater people. Greater good
The only
for the
good
people.
that can be done is the good of the gods, the will of the gods. Deception will get you nowhere.
Now, to be fair to the mayor, if we do take this job, it would be correct that we are the new Raiders and we've done some work in town.
I mean,
Timing is going to be a bit behind closed doors, but
We'll call it a test.
right.
I mean, Duke, you understand that as a philosophical standpoint, absolutism has its flaws, right?
There is no flaw in following the will of the gods. You are flawed for believing this.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
I believe so.
That should be good. Well, that's 4 that seem to be on board. What about you, Freckles?
Hang on.
Do we all get to call her Freckles, or is that just you?
You can call her whatever you want.
Figure that out yet.
It's between the two of you.
Hang on. I can't just be, stuck down in this one particular town. I gotta go find some stuff. All right. There's a reason why I'm way down here in the south and not way up in the north right now.
Oh yeah, we haven't really talked about that yet, have we? What does bring you around these parts?
Okay. So, all right. So you got time for a whole backstory right now? Okay. Hang on.
Just pulls out the 15-page
Flashback.
maybe the quick version of it.
The mayor
Quick
takes
version.
out like a bottle of whiskey and one and one glass, pours himself a glass.
Okay. Abridged version. I need to start scavenging some ruins. I need to find old technologies, old magics that will work better at defending caravans. I can't be stuck here. I have to go find them. So unless these missions allow me to go search those particular places, I can't be here.
Well,
There's plenty of ruins around here.
and I mean,
In fact,
you've seen them at the old hammer, the big group of like adventure with like the centaur, the elf, and the ASMR. Those were the raiders of Nyx Ruinen. So that doesn't mean you need to stay close to the city. You can still explore and mostly like go to different ruins to find what you're looking for.
Just more of a bit of a home base kind of thing.
Nicodon takes out
Understanding this rat.
a big leather case, puts it on the counter or the desk in front of him, undoes the flap, and there's two reddish-hued stones on the inside. It looks like there's a couple of other settings for other stones that would be in here, but there's two in particular with runes on the top. These here are sending stones. I keep one. You lot keep the other. You go as far away as you want. You just come back when I call. That's how it works.
Right. So I'm assuming the other raiders had one themselves, and
Haven't answered.
they didn't. And that's how you know so quickly that they gone missing. All right. Makes sense enough. So sounds like you'd be able to get out and explore and look for some tools for your caravan there.
You know what? The extra cash isn't going to be too bad either.
Yeah, Paraba's never fully been explored. Maybe that's something you might want to poke around in down the road. Of course, the hills on the way there aren't too friendly. But then again, neither are the ruins. And then again, neither are all the wilds around everywhere here, so that's up to you.
Then again, your own kitchen tried to kill me.
I don't know what we're going to be having for dinner.
Don't eat it. Just don't.
Well, that sounds like you got 5 people on board. Be the new Raiders of Beacon.
I can write up the paperwork right now. It'd make my life a lot easier. If I can walk out that door, proclaim you as the heroes of Beacon, for today at least. The people aren't going to necessarily
Easy.
treat you any different. You might get a couple extra looks and some questions. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, easy sounds good to me. I'm not one for formalities too much, but yeah, let's discuss the terms of this contract then.
Okay. Do you actually want to discuss the terms of the contract?
I don't want to talk legal, no.
Okay.
That's
in-
what I,
not
that's
in
what I was
character.
waiting for. That's what I
Not
was
in
waiting
character,
for.
at least.
It is it's a contract that's written up. It only takes them 10 minutes to write it up. It's basically just says that you agree to. I don't have a thing to a document to show you to make you read something. Basically just says you are the Raiders of Beacon. There is no like time line set on this. It's until such a time as both parties agree upon separation or the untimely deaths of the new raiders. Are you separated from the contract? You agree to complete the important missions given to you by Nicodon, who is the current leader, until such a time as his position is passed on to his descendant or somebody who's chosen, blah, 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 legal jargon. Guess that was pretty funny.
All right.
Is there anything that you want to add to it? It's basically a title, and you're given priority on cool missions. That's basically all it is. You do have to, there is a section in it that lists bringing back like artifact level gear and things back to the town to at least have them cataloged of where they came from, because information is paid for by Ilis Narian, Iron V, and Nyx Ruinum as to where these super crazy artifact level equipment comes from or was found. And if Thrall reads over the contract and decides to sign it, would be...
Is there any clause in that particular section stating where or who has final say where the artifact goes?
I mean, you ask Nicodon, and he says, "Well, it's usually you're allowed to keep it, unless it's something, that somebody. Usually, it's somebody from Alice Narian, one of the Sagage's circuit, who decides that they're gonna be all getting their pantyhose all twisted up and wanting to get their hands on it, and so then they come looking for you, or a message is sent, and then you got to come bring it back. And then it's got to be examined and all that. Basically, it's like, here's the item, this is what it's called, this is what it does, and then it's registered. Basically, you're carrying registered weapons or other items of interest, so people know who's using them. You see,
under his breath, Duke says, "I am a registered weapon."
the thing is,
amazing.
I'll tell you what. You let me know what you find, and we'll keep it just between the two of us. Maybe we can make a little money on the side, especially if there's something you're not going to use. I might have some connections. It's crazy out there. I don't know why these people up in these fancy wizard towers want to know all this information anyways. Like, why is it important to know who's holding what? Except for unless something really bad happens, then they can kind of trace back these powerful items to these individuals. That's the only reason I could think of. I would say for this is Beacon. You're not talking like Basriel, not talking whatever the other stupid name towns are out there. This is Beacon. Smallest town in the whole place. Right? Keep it between us. I'll take care of you. You take care of us. Sound good?
Right.
Answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Puts the contract down in front of everybody. I'm going to say Jason's character signs it because he's not here.
He might wait for one of us to do it first.
Just before he signed, I'd ask.
Oh.
Well, me and my brother kind of wanted to keep it like down a bit, like more on the down, like not yell like everywhere where we are. And I was wondering, does becoming a raider makes it so like not everybody, like, do you send something like saying, oh, these 5 individuals are the new raiders, like somewhere? Or
Well, you are registered on the list of registered raiders because, like I said, there's one group, one party per town, and everybody wants to know who those people are. You see, there's a little bit of a... I never understood this myself. There's a lot of things I don't understand, apparently, but there's a little bit of a competition between some of the raiders. Like, they think they're better than each other, and they're kind of, I don't know, wanting to keep up appearances, and that's one thing. You don't have to necessarily buy into that. Being the Raiders of Beacon means you're kind of, the underdogs. Some people root for the underdogs. To answer your question, yeah, there's going to be some people who know your names. Are you trying to keep it under wraps? You can come up with a fake name. I can put it down.
Yeah, that's what I was going to think. Like, yeah.
Thing is, this contract is a formality. I need you. I think you need me, based on this, because I'm going to have my backing, the backing of Beacon, be able to put our stamp of approval on things and get you moving on your way, doing some investigating, as it seems like you are looking to do. And whoever you pray to, Mr. Duke, can tell them that you represented something good this day.
I will not have to tell them. They will know through my deeds.
All right, well, do the deed and sign this contract, and let's get out of here.
I signed.
All right.
I go up and sign as well.
Yeah, I'll sign as well.
Sign it, but I'm going to use a fake last name.
What last name do you use when you sign it?
I gotta actually pick one from my list.
I signed in a script in what's it called? Celestial. I signed in Celestial.
Awesome.
I'm gonna sign it as the last name as Leather Pike instead of Iron Saddle.
Thrall Iron Pike? So Iron Pike instead of Iron Saddle.
If I see
Leather Pike.
Leather Pike. Gotcha.
Is there... So... Okay, so if I see that Duke signed it in Celestial, I would want to do something too, maybe, but I need to figure something. This is more of just a general D&D question. It's called Deep Speech. Does it have a written form?
Huh.
Technically,
talk at the contract.
What? This is a silly question that I don't know the answer to.
It
doesn't
probably
doesn't
does.
every
I'm
language
just
have a written form?
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day,
Well,
they didn't have writing.
Not
except for
necessarily. Yeah.
Oh,
except for Druidic.
I just googled it. No, Deep Speech does not have a written form.
All right.
Well,
then-
who does
It
Celestial?
has
have
no
written for?
native script, but written by mortals, they use the Espurier script.
So there is a
Espurier's
written form.
transcribed by yeah, but it's fake. It's like
According to that world's lore.
you're using
Okay.
yeah.
Tim,
that's where
is
it's
there a
from.
written form of Deep Speech in this world?
Sure.
You're using the wrong characters.
Yes, there
You're
is.
getting the
Cool.
right pronunciations.
Then I'm going to sign my name in Deep Speech, which
It's basically just a bunch of blotches on the page.
perfect.
Yeah, he just takes
Perfect.
the quill and goes.
Like,
If anybody speaks Celestial, they do not see me write Thin White Duke. They see something else. Just
does anybody
FYI.
speak Celestial?
Oh.
Good.
That's Jason.
Good.
Good.
I don't think so.
Jason has, like 7 different
does.
languages.
He does.
He does speak
He does
Celestial.
speak Celestial.
And he's also the last
okay.
person to sign it.
Okay.
Send well,
I want to know.
Oh, he's
well, too bad.
got to leave.
Well,
He
he
just
said he'd
said-
come back.
He said he'd be
short
back
while.
soon. If you would, well, I don't want to forget is the thing.
I'll message him on Discord.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, you guys all sign it. Nicodon takes it, kind of rolls it up in scroll form, and puts it away in a case.
And I wouldn't have put down the last name. I just have written out Louise.
Louise. Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't even look at what it is that you sign. He just makes sure that everybody signs it. I just imagine him like looking at Razier's signature and being like, "How do you pronounce this?" And Razier's just like, "Blah, blah, blah, blah."
I just friended everyone. I realized I didn't friend everyone in the Discord. So
Nice.
Oh.
except Zell, I was already friendly with him, and Alpha Caboose.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So y'all looking a little worse for wear. I'm gonna let you go ahead and head off to get some rest. We're gonna clean up around here. We'll have some more information to share with you in the morning. Actually, that's not entirely true. I told you once we sign a contract, I'd kind of give you the lowdown a little bit. I'll give you the shorthand version. You can ask me questions if you want any additional information. And unfortunately, I'm pretty sure Jason would actually have, or Xander would have a lot of questions, I'm sure. But he's not here right now.
It's going very quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah. All right. Well, now with that out of the way, and we're now the Raiders. You want to talk about what happened in your kitchen?
It's one of them special ones the Chainless have been talking about for the last couple of months. They have some kind of... The thing is, here's the thing. I don't hate the Chainless. I hate what they do, but I think that they stand for something good. I just don't believe in how they choose to go about doing it. What I do know is that they've got some kind of... They've got a couple of hideouts. They've got stuff all over the place, really, but they've got a main base of operation. I don't know where it is. Nobody knows where it is. They've got a couple, like some kind of scientific research lab somewhere not far from here, obviously, because they've been affecting the water. They've been affecting like bodies showing up along the. What is that? What did you just put in the?
There's a specific glitchy font that I
Oh wow,
wanted to have
nice.
be.
That's
It's
cool.
the signature.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's. Anyways, in
so
the water and
there's bodies showing up around the wilds out there. People hearing screeches. People showing up dead. People getting captured. But it's like they're working towards something, and I think that they're behind what we see going on here. I think these translucent, weird, freaky creatures. And this is the first one that's attacked inside the town. I'll be honest with you. Where we sent the last raiders was down this new opening that was underneath the floor in the butcher's shop to go investigate the last resting place of Wiley Neal, which I'd actually named my son after. My son's name is Neil because he was a once great adventurer. He's got a storybook with his name in it, and I was hoping he was said to have hidden down there during one of the last place. Well, I can't think of the word. The apocalypse, whatever. The attacks, those things that happened decades ago. Anyways, that's where I sent him. Not just to recover the body of Wiley Neal or find out what's going on in these secret, long-lost sewers underneath the town here, but the other reason is we think the Chainless have access points to this research lab that are some large network underneath not just our town, but the whole forest. It stretches out underneath the mountains. That's what we think is happening. Because how could they be popping up here and there and everywhere, honestly, and just be leaving bodies around? Otherwise, how would it be happening? So, first order of business, when you're ready and willing to go, is to go down into those sewers. Find out what happened to the old group. That's the number one priority. You recover the body of Wiley Neal, I'll give you an extra 150 gold. It's 150 gold to recover the adventurers, 150 gold to recover the body of Wiley Neal, and I'll even give you 150 gold extra if you can discover some kind of entrance into this lab. Now, if you go and get yourself killed, then our contract is obviously null and void, and I don't have to pay anything. And I also don't know. Again, we're gonna have to evacuate the whole town if you guys go missing. So it's getting to that point now. That's the low and skinny of it.
Very well. It sounds like we have a deal. I believe this could be the beginning of a prosperous future, and perhaps it's not so bad that we are in Beacon, and I can make roots here near the temple, begin to understand better the ways of the old gods.
Oh, right. You said you wanted to go visit that sanctuary here in town, didn't you?
See, yes, I would like to.
Now,
Right.
You all don't have any previous engagements or arrangements for the next couple of days, do you?
Well, we talked with our previous employer, me and my brother, with our previous employer. You might know him, Zenlidir, an elven merchant, half-elven merchant, I believe. We had maybe a possible, like the possibility of a job, but he had other people in mind as well, so should be good.
He's a crazy individual, that one. He's always looking for the next treasure.
Yeah, seemed like a particular character.
Come close to getting himself killed a couple of times. I think he got a whole party of people killed about a year back, looking for some kind of hidden something or other. I don't know. He comes through here every once in a while, spends his money. That's all I care about.
All right.
But yeah, if you wrapped up in something, you just have to let me know. But it's important to get that mission taken care of as soon as possible. This being the first amongst our relationship. But if you don't have any other questions, I've got some cleaning up to do. Gonna make a formal announcement in the town square. I don't have to necessarily give you names, give your names to them. I just have to let them know we've got new raiders and that the town's gonna be okay.
I think we could leave it at that for now.
Very well.
I need a rest, though.
Yes.
Perhaps we could get started tomorrow. after we get ourselves situated. We'll see. Like Louise said, gotta tie up that end if whether we're taking that job or not, whatever's gonna come of that. But yeah, I think we might be able to get going tomorrow. We'll let you know.
All right.
You want us to take one of them sending stones now, or
Right.
not yet?
Yeah. Might as well. Got to start keeping the lines of communication open.
I'll grab it.
Okay. Now these are really only in cases of extreme need. They're a once per 24 hours type of situation. So you really direly need to get a hold of me, and you know this is the way to do it, and I'll use it the same way. I'm not just going to call you to ask you how your coffee was in the morning, if you understand what I'm saying.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
see you in the morning.
here's the start of this. I go shake his hand.
He like
Who's
thanks.
Freshness?
That is Michael. He's one of the previous D&D players who we would all be super, super duper happy if he came back and played with us.
Okay, sorry, I added him too, and he just messaged me, and I realized I didn't know who he was.
He messaged you?
He did. He said, "What's up?" I said, "I didn't." I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" I mean, excuse my language. Sorry.
I can only just save all your expletives for that haunted house you're going to.
Oh man, I'm gonna cry.
Oh man.
Anyways, so you guys make your way. Oh, I'm sorry. He thinks about your hand for a second and.
I just shake his hand. All right. No, wipe it off and walk out.
Some things are done differently around these parts.
Seems like it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start walking out.
Jason, you missed like so many important things.
I'm sorry.
All the important conversation.
I just had to handle something.
It's all good. You guys
Wasn't
are
a
now.
life, was it?
Huh?
It wasn't a life, was it? You didn't have to end the life.
No. I had to handle something.
Yeah, I gotta handle this.
Yeah, handle someone.
Ending it.
No. It was a girlfriend stitch.
Gotcha. Cool. You guys are now the Raiders of Beacon.
Epic sauce.
We all
And
signed.
yeah, and we didn't sign with our like last name since we wanted to keep it like on the download with both of us. So yeah.
We all kind of did that.
I mean, I wouldn't know
Duke
that you all
signed in
did that.
Celestial. I signed in Deep Speech. The two of you signed with different names, and Thrall also signed with a false last name.
Oh yeah, I'll sign in Draconic.
Did you get a message?
Yes, I had to add you as a friend on Discord because what you see in Celestial, since you understand it, is not what I've been saying.
Okay.
My name is.
I got you.
My name is.
My name is.
What? Name is who? My name is. He also gave us a quick rundown of the thing from the kitchen was popping up. The previous raider group went missing because they went down. There was a hole that opened up in the butcher shop. So they went down to check that out, and it turns out that was the sewers where the Wiley Neal was last seen hiding. So they went to find him, and they went missing, and it's speculated that that's connected to like crazy underground sewers where the chainless might be doing experiments and stuff.
Some kind of pre-calamity location.
Correct.
So basically, he said that he'd pay us 150 golds if we find the either the living or the dead bodies of the adventurers. 150 extra if we find Wiley Neal, and 150 for anything like extra we found. I believe.
Each?
Well, the
No, total.
total.
Like the last one, it wasn't tracked.
The last one was if you found like an entrance or a way to get into the scientific labs of the Chainless. And basically was encouraging you not to go into the labs, but just like if you find a way in, bring back that information.
Labs. Can't stop me.
All right, awesome.
All we heard was labs. The first part of your sentence cut out.
You said you can't stop me.
I'm going in. Can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
One thing I'd say to Jason, to Xander is maybe you could use our new position as the raiders of Beacon to try and convince Zenladier to hire us for the job.
I mean, I guess we could, but like, I mean, realistically, if you're put forth with a decision, Raiders of Beacon, smallest town on the continent, Raiders of Nyx Ruinum, third biggest or something like that. I mean, the decision's clear. Where we get them is our cost.
But Zender, I mean, think about it. We're the underdogs.
Yes.
People root for the underdogs.
No, people like to win. And underdogs don't always win.
But
that's according to every American movie I've ever seen.
Every single Elvish movie I've ever seen in my life, the underdogs never win. It's always some snobbish Elvish guy, and he's got this rapier, and he's
ASMR.
Ha!
ASMR.
Yeah,
ASMR.
All the ASMR movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay, the Brits are elves. Dwarves are Scottish.
Okay.
And the Tieflings are Australian.
I agree with that.
Australians.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't the dwarves be Australian? Since they live down under.
Wow. Wow.
Can ASMR be Southern people? Southerners.
What does that
Hey,
mean?
I'm an ASMR.
Howdy there, partner.
I got a little divine blood in my ancestry. My great paypaw was a came down from the upper realms.
ASMR.
It is time to rest. I need to sleep.
All right, you go have fun at that sanctuary you were gonna go visit. I'm going back to the inn.
Thank you.
You're gonna.
What sanctuary?
Season
Sanctuary. There's a very popular whatever it is. It's a sanctuary. I ain't been there myself, but Duke's said it. That's why I came here. So I'm gonna go check that out. You're free to join him, I'm sure. I myself, steer clear of that place. I'm gonna just go get myself a room at the Hammer and rest.
So is Duke actually going separate from the group to the temple?
Yes, I'll stay at the temple if I can. Using the feature shield, Shelter of the Faithful, I'm going to try to stay there for free.
Let me see this real quick.
From his background, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, me and my adventuring companions can get free healing and care. They'll support me at a modest lifestyle.
Modest?
Just me, though. Not anyone else.
Of your faith.
Dummy.
Oh,
Stupid. Get wrecked, idiot.
Isn't the temple in...
Get nade on, dude.
Actually, it
Pushing up your glasses.
Actually,
I'll have you know.
it's of your own fate. Okay.
Well, I do
God.
have to say in the document you sent us with like the cities and stuff like that. For Beacon at the end, you say Sanctuary welcomes believers of all faiths, as long as their belief don't lead to harms to others.
Dude, Tim just got actually on his actually.
Listen, I know my own world.
Am I about to get knocked out again? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
He walks into the temple and it's just.
I tried. I tried bonking you
Did try.
in the kitchen. Didn't work out. That's all right. I could have had all 3 attacks be on you.
That's an 18 AC, and I got my ward. I'll give you disadvantage. I'm trying not to go down anymore.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. So is there everybody else is going to the Old Hammer, or are you going to go with him to Season Sanctuary?
No, I'll go to the old hammer.
Yeah,
Go to the stable.
I'll go to the Old Hammer. And I'm walking next to Razier and I have my notebook out and I'm like, hey, that's some really interesting magic that you know. Where'd you learn that?
Like I said earlier, I'm not exactly sure how it works. And
So, like-
where I
like-
got it from.
You don't read off of anything, you don't memorize anything, you just know how to do it?
As far as
I
I can
have to
tell.
pee. I'll be right back.
I mean, I've never heard of anybody being able to do that.
Nah,
No.
got a lot of magic folk in them.
I mean, yeah, but everybody has to learn something. Like, it doesn't just come to
I
you.
mean, I learned it the way I learned it.
I wonder where.
But like, you couldn't write it down.
Probably not. Well, I could probably write down how I got it, but ain't really gonna help nobody.
Wow. Well, this sucks. And that's it.
Okay. So the 3 of you head back. Thrall is with the rest of the group. She heads off to the stables to get Gade. Are you... Thrall, just so I don't... Are you just going to go stay in the stables with Gade?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, we sleep together.
Gotcha. Okay.
We'll share warmth.
All right, so we'll come back to Thrall. So the 3 of you head back to the Old Hammer to try and get in your long rest. Is there anything you want to do inside as far as RP or anything, or do you just want to...
Just to be sure, we said we need Zenladir back in the morning in the Old Hammer, right? Yeah. So
Correct.
I'd like to go talk to him. See, we can't make it to that meeting because we have another shot that came up. So yeah.
Well, the first thing you see when you walk in the door of the Old Hammer is an extremely drunk Zanladir, who is sitting at the same table off to the left-hand side with the Raiders of Nyx Ruinum, who have gotten him drunk.
No.
Are you saying that when you walk in the door?
I think that's Jason, not Xander.
That's Jason. He's like, they've got him with his like cool like multi-layered not spectacles, but the magnifying glasses, the multicolored things, like on backwards and kind of tilted off to the side. His hair's messed up and like one of his satchels has fallen off and stuff's like clattering on the ground, and he's just like slapping his knee and laughing and just talking with them. And like the centaur, who's not sitting but standing and kind of like crouched down difficultly at the table because this is a large person, just kind of like is the only one whose head swivels over and goes from smiling like laughter to looking at the door where you guys are standing and just has a frown on their face,
Oh my god.
staring directly at you.
Me?
Well, no, the 3 of you as you're at the door. And then
We'll tip my hat and walk over to the bar or whoever that I would know to talk to for a room.
yeah, and that they just turn back, just kind of like see a side eye as the conversation continues at the table. And Louise, you catch this as well. But yeah, I mean, you can go and talk to the. I mean, we don't have to. Do you want to RP that? Just get in the room and all that, or
You know what?
Okay.
I'm just
since
asking
he's
for a
with the
room with a
Raiders,
bath.
I wouldn't go over to them.
Yeah, since he's with them, yeah.
you?
I'm definitely like I'm putting my head down and I'm walking towards the rooms with Louise. And as we turn a corner, I'm like grabbing him by his collar. I'm like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? They know we're here. They know we're here. What are we gonna do?
Just take his hands off my collar, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm stressed. I'm stressed.
Look. Yeah, and now we know that every Raider's at Sending Stone, so yeah.
Yep. Now you know that all the raiders have sending stones.
In my message back to you. Look, I said for the time being, we keep going, doing what we're going to do. So we go tomorrow. We go back to speak with Nico down, and then go down in the stores, like through the butcher shop, and we act like we don't know the Raiders. Like,
I mean,
maybe I'm not saying we're gonna be able to fool them, but maybe we'll be able to take the spotlight off of us.
You know Feon's gonna put us on the spot. You know he is. You know he'll do it.
Yeah, that might happen, which is why I don't think we should go speak to Zenladir.
You hear a very loud whistle from outside. Like, I can't do that thing where you put your fingers in your mouth.
Just do it.
I can't.
Just
I can't
do it.
do it.
No, do it.
I can't do
We
that
believe
either.
in you, Tim. Let's go.
I don't even know how to do it. Anyways, really loud whistle from outside, and then you hear the voice of Nicodon. Friends, gather around. I have an announcement to make. Clearly audible throughout the tavern.
No.
And like literally
I
all the
push him up to
patrons,
the
all the
stairs.
patrons get up and walk out into the after a few seconds go by, including the Raiders of Nixrunum and Zanladir walk out the front door. Zanladir's like stumbling over a chair and like falls up against the framework of the door. By the way, it's too silver for a room. Now that we're RPing all this,
Okay.
so
Do we have to go out? Do we have to go out? Do we have to
Is
keep
there-
our appearances?
Is there a room with a bath? Because I want a bath.
it's 4 silver.
Fair enough.
Do we have to go out there? Do we have to keep appearances? Can I just go to my room? Can I just sulk? Can
The little-
I would,
As you're saying all this and like scrambling, there's the small little heron gun is next to you, like looks up at you. Gonna have to go hear what it is that Mr. Nicker, whatever his name is, has wants to say to the rest of the group.
Tim, you're
That was close.
You're towing the line tonight, baby.
Careful with that guy saying the mayor's name.
What? What do you mean?
Careful with that guy saying the mayor's name.
You said Nicker, like with C.
Yeah.
Was pretty
Close.
I didn't even catch that.
Close.
Sorry.
Yeah.
all of us were like,
It's just his weird way of saying things. I didn't even catch that at all. Sorry. You said that. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's gonna make some kind of a. He never calls people together. He's good. You don't have to go out there if you don't want to.
I mean, I think we
Showing
can
up
hear
to
him
you.
from here. Don't be lollygagging now, old timer.
Who you call an old timer? He like for the first time, his eyes have been like 95% closed as he talks all the time, and his eyes finally open, and there's massive rabbit eyes looking at you. They look like slightly glazed over, and one has like a slightly yellow tint to it, and it like glints up at you or glares up at you. And his eyes kind of go wide for a second, like eyebrows furrow. I don't even. What are you? Do you want some
pay
carrots?
the hammer.
Carrots? Me?
Maybe tomorrow.
I'm gonna go back and polish some goblets. And then he just turns around and slowly hobbles away with a cane. Knocks over one of the chairs as he's walking by. Everybody's made their way outside. You hear a little bit of clapping, and you can just like kind of barely hear Nicodon saying some things outside. And he you see him through one of the windows. He like unfurls like this big long.
I'm gonna do the lean in the doorway thing. Listen to the outside.
And as he's
looking out the window, can I see like any of the raiders of Nyx Ruinum?
They're literally right outside the door. Like you look out the door where Razir is currently standing, like in the doorway. They're like 15 feet in front of you.
Okay, I'm like peering around the corner, like just trying to see if I can read lips if they're saying anything during this announcement.
They're faced away from you. So
okay, all right, yeah, no, then I'm out. I'm behind a wall right now. I'm freaking out.
make a stealth check.
Oh no, guys, this might not be the greatest time to tell you I'm not great at that.
I don't think anybody else is worried about.
Oh!
There's not great, and then there's this.
It's in character.
You think it's a wall you're hiding behind, but you're actually just in front of one of the windows.
The rolls, die don't lie, baby. That is.
Yeah, he was looking through one of the windows, like, and then you roll around and you just back to the window.
There's as you go to like duck around the side of the door, and Razir, you actually see Zanladir comes around the side of the door as he notices Xander standing there, and he like clamps his arm on Xander's arm and like pulls you, starts to try and pull you out of the door. Oh, it's Xander, I've got some friends. You just come and meet them. They're wonderful people. Bought me drinks. You know, I think you'd actually get along quite nicely if you just come out and meet them.
You think so?
It's just come right along. I tell you, they're the friendliest bunch. They love the sound of the mission.
I'm good.
I'll put my hand on the drunk man's chest and be like, all right, fella, you I think you've had enough. Why don't you go back to your new friends? We'll be fine over here. And no, on his chest, not on his mouth.
I thought you said on his mouth.
No, on his chest.
No, on the
chest.
drunk man.
Oh, okay.
On his chest. Just kind of like, all right.
Who are you? I haven't seen you around here before. This is Xander. You looking? We could take the whole lot of you. We get the whole entire tavern to come with us, and we'll just go have a grand old time out in this great adventure, right?
No.
Who needs tomorrow at 8 a.m.? We can leave right now. Let's just go, right? I don't even need my things.
Well, I mean, you and I both know that that's a bad idea.
Now, the more the merrier. Look, the whole point is keeping me alive, right? So, just come on with me, right? Guys, he turns around.
No.
Motions
God.
over towards you. He's still
Oh,
grabbing
God.
onto your arm.
Oh,
What do you
God,
do?
Oh God. I'm just frozen.
Louise, you see all this happening. You're
I'm not
standing
even
there.
saying "oh God"
yeah.
right now. That's just mental. I'm just frozen.
I'd go over to them and try to take Zenladir's arm off of Xander's arm, and I guess.
Oh, hey, look, it's the green one. You come along too?
I'll shift my weight to be in between them and in front of Xander so that the outside won't be able to see him through the doorway.
So as you do that is when the rest of the raiders turn around to look at you guys, to look in your direction. You step in front, and Zanladir gets, actually, because I don't get to roll dice very often, so I'm going to roll this because...
They should have their attention on the announcement.
Totally. You stand in front of him, Louise, you kind of take his hand off. He's drunk, right? So you didn't do anything. You didn't even touch him, but he just loses his balance and just falls over onto the ground. And so the raiders turn around and look and see him on the ground, reach down and pick him up, and they all kind of make eye contact with you, Razir, and then just kind of give you a weird look.
Your friends had a lot to drink, it looks like.
And the main Feon, the ASMR, just kind of reaches down, picks up Zanladir, Right. We're trying to listen to important announcement here, so if you don't mind.
Of course not.
Picks him up, sets him on top of the centaur.
This guy sounds like a Reggie. He sounds like a real Harangon leader rival group Reggie.
Hey, what you gonna do? So there's a bit of dissertation, and Nicodon goes on and on about the safety of the town and making sure that everything's taken care of. He lets everybody know that the kerfuffle that occurred today was due to a rival group to the Chainless trying to make an attack on some goods within the town, and he was wondering about the previous raiders and what had happened to them, and it turns out that the new raiders discovered that the old ones had become deceased, but the newer ones are far more powerful. And while they don't have an official name themselves, they are the new raiders have been brought on and are more powerful than the previous. And then proceeds. What is that? An outfit on the cat?
Or cat.
On the cat? That's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, you said poor cat.
Poor cat.
Oh, they gotta have their sweaters on.
I mean, sometimes people like wrapping their Honda Civics. Toyota Corolla, whatever that.
It's Honda Civic. It does. It's Honda Civic.
I
can
do have
never
to say,
remember.
today, like when I got it today, here in Quebec, it was below freezing. So maybe Donnie's just dressing his cat up for winter.
It's like 35 outside.
That means nothing to me.
5 hours.
35 Celsius.
Yeah, I'd be sweating.
Yeah, it's
but
35
yes, 35 Celsius. Yeah.
Question for Louise. Eric, I can't hear myself think.
It's
Oh,
one.
they're coming through now.
It wasn't
Yeah.
coming through before,
It's
but
1 degree
All right.
in
Yeah.
Canadian terms.
Well, you mean in the rest of the world?
Can't let them know about that.
What language did Louise sign his name on the contract?
Most likely. Wait, what language? Yeah, because you know what? Yeah, that's signed in Draconic as well.
Draconic? Okay.
Yeah.
What language did Threll sign the contract in?
It was common.
Common?
It's just wrong.
We were all trolling, dude.
Okay, so Nicodon unfurls it, and he's talking, and he's like, and the new Raiders of Beacon are... He just looks down at the scroll. Threll!
And friends.
And friends.
Friends.
Threll and friends. And
I think you said he signed Trell Iron Pipe, right?
that was Leatherpike?
Leatherpike.
Leatherpike. Threll, Leatherpike, and friends. They're gonna be the new Raiders. We can all give them a round of applause, and everybody's like, yay. And clapping, and
It's
eventually
official,
clapping.
guys. Trell is the leader.
Oh,
Yeah, that is our band name. Threll and Friends.
Threll and friends.
you see Xander, like, since they don't say his name, he's like, oh my god, oh, thank you. Oh,
You said you signed it in Draconic. And
I
he,
know, I did.
Yeah, you guys all signed it in languages he doesn't read, so...
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
He feels better. But
So there's
still
a...
anxious.
The applause kind of continues on, and you see the Raiders of Nyxrunum just kind of very lightly clap and kind of look around. And then Nicodon's like, normally they'd be here to introduce themselves and kind of make a statement and everything, but we've got them on a top secret mission. It's underway. We're going to recover some things. The town's going to be back on track, and we don't have to worry about any chainless or any other kinds of organizations that are looking to do harm to our fine town. So everything's under control. Corbin's got everything on lockdown. What I would ask is that everybody stop asking questions and trust in your leadership, right? So carry on with the rest of your day. Any questions, you go ahead and submit them formally through the proper chains. I'll be in my office. Have a good day. And marches off back to his estate. The crowd kind of like just whispering and people talking amongst themselves. The raiders turn around now and come back through the door, which you guys are
I've moved
there.
out of the way at that point.
Okay. Come back in. The centaur kind of has to like bend down to come down inside the door, and Zanladir hits his head on it and falls back off the back of the centaur on the ground. Phelan, the ASMR, picks him up and kind of like carries him over to a chair, and he's got a big welt on the front of his head now. They set him down. You guys can get your rooms for the evening if you want to move on past all this. Okay.
Yes.
So you paid for everybody who wants a bath. It's 4 silver for the night. For the room and the bath, if you want that. Moving.
How many people in a room?
I'm getting my own room.
Yeah, no. I'm more asking for, I don't know, the person I'm related to.
Split the cost.
Yeah.
You guys are rich now.
I want
Is there
a
only
bath.
one bed in the room?
I want a bath. Is there one bed or?
There's one bed in the room. Yeah,
Well, you know what? Actually,
it's queen size.
That sounds to me like we could share.
Yeah, I have a bedroll. Let's just take one room. I have a bedroll.
Okay.
So 2 silvers.
2 silver each.
There you go.
Confident enough with your family bond to be able to sleep in the same bed.
Yeah, but yeah,
I think you
I
were
don't
just
want
saying
to touch
that,
him
making sure
too
there was
much
enough room.
right now.
Yeah, it was,
Oh,
just, it
right.
was just making sure there was enough room so I wouldn't wake up with exhaustion from my significantly larger brother.
It's because yeah, Louis is a bed hog. That's all.
All right.
Yeah,
Not
it's-
the other dude
Well,
out.
I mean, I did say I was going to sleep in my bedroll, so I'm not that much of a bed hog, but it's mostly like right now, I don't want to be like touch Xander too much.
I wonder why.
Yeah, but Jason, you know why.
No
You
metagaming.
know
No
why.
metagaming at all. Hey, you guys are
None
by
at all.
yourselves now. You've gone into your room. You can have a conversation, just the two of
Yeah.
you, if you want
He's
to.
got the heavy.
Do you want to take a bath first or me?
You know what? You go ahead.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I sit and soak in my bath for a good while. Good couple hours.
cleaning off
Play my
all
harmonica.
debris. You guys can hear it.
Theory, if
You
he
can hear it
doesn't
through the walls.
If he doesn't soak up the moisture from the bath, he doesn't come out the same person. He needs the water, or else he's like a wither skeleton.
That's hilarious.
He's actually playing the old cat.
Hey, you better make sure that you dispose of the water that Xander is bathing in.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
thoroughly
Yeah, I
clean
was
that
gonna.
tub before you get into it.
That's why I asked.
I know. I knew that's why you asked.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you guys are all set, we will come back. Well, maybe not tonight. I don't know. I'll be back watching this.
There is one last thing I would do while I'm in the bath on my own. Hey, you there?
You look over, and sitting or like laying on the bed in a really creepy, distorted way is a figure, just laying there, eyes open, staring at you.
Oh, there you are. I'm sure you were watching, but seems I got a new gig going on.
I have completely forgotten what I made this character sound like. Again. It's gonna have like 14 different voices. I guess that's kind of fitting.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of fitting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could be beneficial.
Think so.
I
That body you showed me in the woods looks like we're going to be investigating that. Why is it you wanted me to take a look at it again?
I'm all seeing. You know that.
So you say?
I know that this will be an important thing in the future. And it may lead us towards our common interests.
That's what I wanted to know. All right.
At least
Been
A
a
lead.
been a bit Right. It's been a bit since I've heard anything of that nature, so I guess the occupation change is a good idea then. Alright. Well, that's what I want to know.
You know, I've tried to pop in earlier. You didn't seem too interested in having a conversation with me.
Not at the moment, no. Didn't feel it was the time or place.
I don't know who you think is in control here. I guess technically it's you, with the ability to
look. We
free
both know
roam
that
around.
we need each other for a while.
Whatever this new gig is, wherever it is you're going, make sure you don't touch those things. I need you
so
to.
The boy said.
I need you to stay in one piece.
Fair
so
enough.
I don't have to find somebody else. It's not
I
something
do got to
I'm
worry
looking to
about
do.
it, though.
You do.
All right. Well, thanks for the warning.
Enjoy your rest. I think less of it in the very near future.
Great. All right, I'll get back to my bath now. Thank you very much.
And by the time you're done saying that, there's just a light breeze, even though the window's not open. Unless you've had it open. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Not yet. I just go back to...
As the mist rises up in the room around you.
Yep.
Okay. Moving over to Duke. We'll do Thrall last here. You make your way towards the Seasons Sanctuary. It is an obsidian-colored temple. A very, like you think of the word temple, that's what this looks like. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's obviously many different ways that a temple can look, but this is kind of your standard square box. It's got like a big like tower thing in the center of it, and it's got giant doors that are open. There is a small like courtyard, which is actually technically not that far from the backyard of Nicodon's estate. And so there's some benches kind of situated around a central fountain right outside the doors of this temple. On the inside, you can see robed figures that are kind of moving back and forth. There is like a really nice arrangement of 3 stained glass windows on the above the doorway. And there's a more officious looking official kind of standing on the inside with a large tome opened, kind of flipping through the pages. This is a brass dragonborn, taller than other dragonborns you've seen previously, and with a set of spectacles kind of larger than Nicodon's to kind of take up the whole front of their face as they're flipping through. Are you just walking right in?
I stride confidently in, my halo glowing brightly. Good evening. Buenos noches.
Looks up. Yeah. Were you a believer? Oh,
I am a true believer.
My apologies. My name is Tomekeeper Arcanax.
Arcanax. Okay, very well. They call me the Thin White Duke.
And why do they call you that?
It is a name of my own choosing. I travel on.
Travel a lot. You have your own faith, you said.
Not my own faith, just the one true faith. The faith of the old gods.
The faith of the old gods. Right.
Correct.
Great. Are you here to... So we have, and he like points up to the left. There's a central statue of a nondescript humanoid figure with, in fact, a halo above their head. Funny enough. And like not a scepter. It's like a thing they're holding in their right hand. A tome clutched on the left. The thing they're holding in their right hand could be mistaken for a weapon of some kind. It's kind of almost like a pitchfork, scepter, staff, could even be a sword with 3 weird spikes sticking out. It's hard to tell what it is. It looks like the statue's been created specifically so that anybody of any faith could worship something here. To you, as you look at it, it looks exactly like what you would hope to see to use in your worship of the old gods.
Perfect. Let me ask you, Tomekeeper, what faith is it that you follow here? What faith does Beacon call its own?
There are many faiths that are used within the city, or I should say, when there were believers here within Beacon. We are accepting of all, no matter their beliefs. There is no one true religion followed by all of Beacon.
This is the problem that I believe is plaguing the world. We have turned our backs on the true faith, on the old gods, and they have punished us. We must bring them back. And I want to know how it is that I could reach out to people. Perhaps you know of some inlets so I can speak to them en masse.
Well, we hold sessions every Sunday, but nobody ever shows up.
What is a gathering point for all the people? Where would I reach the most ears?
Reach the most ears, probably in either the working houses. People, Sunday mornings when I'm holding our ceremonies, which are really not that lengthy, honestly, people end up filing up the mountain to head towards the Rolling Scones Bakery. So you could find people there, the working houses in the morning when the foremans are giving their just out their information for the miners of the day. There was a gathering not that long ago. Seems like there's lots of people who were asking Nicodon some questions. And you see at this point, actually, as you were walking towards the Season Sanctuary, you watched Nicodon and Corbin make their way towards the center of town. And you hear the loud whistle, the call of, I mean, you're kind of far away to hear what they're saying, even though they're shouting because you're kind of pretty far away at this point. You're not in the center of town from there. But you hear the whistle and you see a lot of people kind of rushing in the direction of where this announcement's going to be made. Were you here? Were you here for that?
I did not hear. I heard that you can't whistle. I did hear that.
Gotcha.
And then, he heard the important bit.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we might do some retconning if you decide to go and do something during this. So a bunch of people are heading towards the middle of town, the town square, and where Nicodon and Corbin were headed.
Okay. That's fine. I don't go over there. What is the whistle? Why are they gathering now?
Nicodon is calling for an audience. Apparently he has some important information to disseminate to the people of Beacon.
Do they come often when he calls for him?
Well, he is the mayor, after all, so yes. He doesn't call very often. People of the temple are not required to attend, as we have our own way of doing things.
Interesting. And what faith do you preach on, Tomekeeper?
My purpose is to bring those without any beliefs some hope in this vile world that we all live in. I seek knowledge, and I believe that knowledge should be held above all else, whether that be knowledge of a true faith, whether that be knowledge of what is to come or what was behind us.
What do you know of the old gods? Do you know anywhere I might find more information on them in order to properly spread the message that they have?
I thought you said you were a believer of the old gods. Were you not formally trained?
I am chosen by them. As you can see, I exhibit the celestial signs of holiness, and though I was not formally trained in religion, I was brought up to believe that I will bring the change and reawaken the faith in the old gods.
Make a perception check.
Hee-haw. Yo, boy.
As soon as you say you were the chosen one, and all the rest of what you just said, there's a couple of cackles and like laughs, very, very, very low and light throughout the entire temple, as people who, there's nobody like standing and watching you, it's just you and this guy talking, but it's clear that they can hear what you're saying based on the fact that you hear this little bit of chuckles. And even Arcanox himself, you just see a smile from over his face. The chosen.
See, of course.
Chosen one who's to bring back the old gods, or the belief of the old gods, to the people of Novus, wants to go and research the old gods so that he may properly disseminate the information to the masses about him, the old gods, and him being the chosen one. Am I getting this right?
I feel like you are mocking me, and I don't suggest you continue down this course.
I'm just trying to get my information straight. You'd like to research the gods you believe in as the chosen one of those gods so that you can properly tell people about the gods and yourself. Do I have that right?
Yes, I've been set on the hero's journey to find out everything I can and bring them back into the world, for we have lost faith, and through the loss of our faith, bad things happen and continue to happen.
So you're the chosen one and you're a hero.
I will be.
Well, we don't have a plethora of information about the old gods here. We do have some tomes of knowledge. They're kept in the chamber just above the catacombs. If
Very
you
well.
wish to have access to them, I can have an escort for you. If you should require any help or aid or a place to stay, you are welcome, if you are truly a person of faith.
Yes, I am. If that is okay, I would like to seek respite in your sanctuary.
We do have many rooms, although they are beneath the ground. Do you have any problem with that? Staying underground?
No, I have no problem with that.
You see, we're given a very small footprint within Beacon. Most of the actual temple itself is underground.
Interesting. Okay, very well. I would like to stay. Will I be guarded and escorted the whole time, or will I have some free reign here?
Should you have an escort the whole time you're here?
No, but you said that I needed an escort in order to access the tomes.
Yes, the tomes specifically. To your room, there are those who patrol the hallways underground, but you won't be watched all the time.
Very well. What's my read on this guy? Is he a little suspicious? Is it like while talking to him, like do I get like a sinister vibe or anything like that?
Make an insight check.
I don't like this guy.
You don't like any of my NPCs.
I don't like anyone.
17. He's presented himself as the leader or one of the leaders of this place. Everybody chuckled, and there was a smile on his face at you saying you were the chosen. So you asked specifically if you sense anything sinister. He definitely doesn't have anything sinister.
Okay.
For sure. There's nothing. He seems to care about people in general. That's kind of like vibe from what he's saying. But he also, you get a slight hint that he doesn't believe any of what he's saying or any of what you're saying. That he's basically...
This pleases me. When I hit him in his face later on in the saga, I will be justified. All right. Well then, I mean, if that's all right, okay. I'm just all right.
So he's not lying to you. He doesn't himself believe the things he's saying.
Right. He's a charlatan. He's not a true believer. He's not.
Right.
He's not the Duke. I'm telling you that much.
Yep.
I'm bringing it back, folks.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well then, in that case, I'll bow to him and I'll be like, then if it is okay with you, I will retire to my room. I've had a long day and then I require rest.
Would you like some healing?
No, I will be okay. I will handle that myself.
Very well. Our services are available.
Thank you. And then I'm going to go to my room, and I will take a long rest.
Okay.
For sure.
You are able to go and rest there, no problem.
Yeehaw.
Alrighty. Is there anything you're doing before settling down, or you're just going right to a room?
I'll sit and pray for a little while, just trying to speak to the old gods and essentially just realigning myself, my chakra, getting my monk vibes really going. But that's it.
Feel revigorated and
real monkish.
I'm gonna show these guys what it means to serve and protect.
That's right.
Anyways, so if that's all, then we'll move on to Thrall. Donnie, you gotta come back.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Hooray, my turn.
Hooray!
Almost.
I mean, Alex had to sit there for a while waiting as well, so.
Very far away.
Hey, you know what? If you guys don't split the party, then you get to all be there. If everybody doesn't say, I walk off in a completely different direction.
What's the number one rule? Always split the party.
Always split the party. Absolutely. Every time you're able to, you should go. Everyone should just go their own separate
Divide into as many groups as possible to cover the most.
How many people can we make Tim play in one session?
Especially when you're level 2.
Yes.
When you're level 2, it's the perfect time to split the party.
We're so strong at level 2.
Number 1 rule is always speak Celestial, Fiendish, and Primordial.
Correct.
Always.
Deep speech as well.
Deep speech.
Yeah.
So Thrall, you break off from the party and head over to the stables.
Mm-hmm.
Before you even get within 100 feet, you can see there is Gade. Red liquid dripping from the jaw of Gade, and the entire front of the cart is just soaked in crimson, and there's about 1 million white feathers on the ground around the cart.
Oh no!
And so Gade is like licking his chops and like gets really, really excited and starts rocking the cart back and forth, and you hear the squeak sound from around the side of the stables, and a little halfling boy who you've seen 3 or 4 times now is over by Gade and is slowly picking up the feathers. Doesn't see you, and Gade doesn't see the little boy either. Who's like slowly picking up the feathers and has a little pouch, even though some of them are like dripping red with the blood of these chickens that Gade obviously found and killed, sticking them in the bag. And the little boy is getting to the point where he's about to be in the peripheral of Gade, who just went on a killing spree.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to do anything?
So, I'm gonna call over to Gade. Like, Gade, what kind of mess have you got yourself into? And then I'm gonna take out like a rag, go up to him and start cleaning his face.
And the little boy like looks up at you. Hi. And Gade, no, you saw the boy walking up, and Gade is the one. Gade who didn't see him, just like immediately like turns the entire cart somehow with his bodily motion, just like turns it in place in the stables, and just down at the boy, and the boy's like and, like falls over backwards, like rolls a couple of feet, and like drops the bag, and the feathers out of the satchel that he had onto the ground.
Is Gade snarling?
Snarling.
Oh,
for
okay.
sure.
So, I grab a hold of their collar, right, and give them some pets on the head. Be like, hey, now, calm down now. Calm down. Just a kid. You've seen kids. You know what kids are.
Is that a wolf?
Kinda. Yeah. They're called wargs. They're like super wolves.
My parents' chickens, and one of them was Betty. I was trying to find Betty's feathers, and well, if you could help me find Betty's feathers, I have really important information for you.
Betty's feather. What color was Betty?
White.
Does the kid notice all this blood, and is he putting two together?
He you get the sense he realized that his chicken is dead. He's trying to pick up Betty's feathers specifically. There's definitely more than one dead chicken's worth of feathers here, for sure. So he's asking you to pick out this specific chicken's feathers out of the hundreds of feathers that are on the ground.
Well, how is he gonna know?
He's a little boy.
Yeah, no problem. Yes, they're just picking up like a bunch of the feathers. And put them in like a little sack or something.
Yeah, he's got a little satchel.
Yeah, he's got a little sack. Well, I'll help him pick up a bunch of feathers, just until they're roughly the amount one chicken would have.
Maybe I can ask my dad to put these together on like a wooden chicken, and then I'll name it Betty, and then I'll get to have Betty back. Betty never had this many feathers, but oh well.
There's always an underlayer of feathers. You got to remember that.
The other thing, maybe I could use the other extra feathers. I was thinking maybe I could make arrows and use them like you do. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know what? It's always been good to me, so I figure it'd be good to you too.
Do you use chicken feathers for your arrows?
No, don't get too many chickens. Usually you want to use like a flying bird's
chickens can't
feathers. Chicken, not as well as you'd want for an arrow. You want to find like a crow, a sparrow, an eagle if you happen to find one.
What's an eagle?
It's a really big bird with like it's
the freedom bird.
Wow.
Freedom.
Well, those kind of birds, well, at least the really big ones, they're kind of outside of town. I'm not allowed to go outside of town. But thanks for collecting the feathers. So the really important piece of information is that your big wolf kind of wandered off into the chicken pens, and then somebody came by and took a look in your cart, and that's all I know. So, bye. And then turns around and runs off.
Then I'm going to just slowly turn with a very stern look at Gade, scamper into the cart and look for the chest.
Okay. You find the chest. The chest is in there.
I'm going to open it up real quick.
Okay. There's nothing inside of it.
I turn slower and sternlier to Gade and be like, I gave you one job. You had one thing to do. I can't say mad at you, but I'm going to be mad at something. Okay. Now I got to deal with this. So I'll jump onto the saddle and just get onto Gabe. Like, okay, show me where the chickens are. Where are the chickens? Where are the chickens, I should say.
Runs over, like you saddle up, you make your way through the town over like on the northern direction towards one of the farms on the northwestern side. In this pen over here.
Mm-hmm.
Takes you just a minute, just kind of saunter over there. And funny enough, Gade left no trace of his presence here. You don't even see paw prints, nothing. It's silent, in and out.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, then who that? Are you sure it was this one? Okay. I got a better idea. Let's go back to the stable. Because I don't notice the presence of Gade, so I'm switching gears.
He didn't take the cart with him to the chicken pen.
No. Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, I get it.
Okay.
But I don't see any Gade tracks, so it's like, how do you know it was me? You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly.
So when we get back to the car, okay, start sniffing. Find the trail.
Are you really doing this right now?
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah,
nobody in your party even knows what you lost.
I know.
At this point,
it's kind of important. I find it good. So I put like his nose up into the chest and like, all right, sniff, get the trail. Find the stuff.
And then, okay. Have roll an investigation check. See if he can pick up on this scent.
Only has perception.
Use intelligence.
Use intelligence. Oh, sick.
He's probably not too high in that.
They have keen hearing and smell.
This would be
Only
smell.
applies to perception checks. Not investigation. So I guess just int. Huh?
Advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or smell. Now, we'll make this perception, because this is fitting for this. So go ahead and have him.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. Found it.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. He eventually follows the track, or follows the scent, leads you back to the same farmhouse that you were just at,
Wow.
and starts, like, digging his claws into the side of the building and climbing up the side of this building. Gets up. There's an open window up on, like, the second floor of this farmhouse, and you see the small halfling boy comes running down the street and goes in the front door of the farmhouse that you're in. Gade doesn't fit inside the window, but is like trying to like break open the sides of the framework of the window to get inside. You see the items laying on the floor inside of what looks like a child's bedroom.
Hunk. All right, Gate. No, just let me fit. I'll fit. I'll just kind of squeeze by him. Just
Okay.
right here. So right here. I'll get him.
Just make an acrobatics checks for me, or yeah, acrobatics. It didn't come through.
No, I lost connection as soon as my roll finished. It's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So you kind of jump through, hit the ground. You pick up the items.
Yeah, I'm gonna start scamming. Just pick them all up.
Grab them all up. They're like, they give off like a very, very faint glow of different colors depending on which item it is. So you're like putting them like inside, like in your bag, whatever. Just kind of put them over your shoulder, trying to hide all the glowing metal and everything. Get back on Gade. The little boy, as you like, your head disappears down below the window. The door to the boy's room opens up, and he walks inside. Hey, and that's it. You just disappear.
Just, not even gonna acknowledge his presence. Just bolt. Just run. I'll like do like one of those little like saddle kicks.
Yep.
And we're just Nero!
Here, back to the stables. You have your items back. We probably could have done more with that, but it's getting pretty close to 10
but
o'clock
I would
here.
have eaten the child.
Yeah, you would have eaten the child, not Gade.
Yeah, no, he specifically had to eat the child.
Gade's mouth would have been watering, and he'd just been like, "No, this is what you get.
This one's
you
mine."
you ate the chickens already."
Yep. So you put the items back safe and sound in the box. They don't look like they've been tampered with necessarily. Probably played with by a small child who had no idea
with these things.
who had no idea what they were holding.
I don't even know what they are.
You sure don't. You sure don't. Neither does the rest of your party that trusts you.
Trust is a
For
strong
now.
word.
For now.
So then-
Trust you for now.
What I'm gonna do, and then I'm just gonna lay on the box, and
You're gonna lay on the box? Okay.
I'm just gonna lay on the box.
Gade gets
next
in
to me.
on the cart and lays on top
Yep.
of you.
Absolutely, and that's how we're sleeping. That's our snoozing
Is it-
positions.
Is he gonna recover from his exhaustion?
Yeah, this is normal. This is fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally getting crushed on top of the cart by this
Whatever.
giant creature. You do all get in a long rest.
Thank God.
First long rest of the campaign. Session 2, you guys have a title as a group. See, you didn't have to come up with a group name. You can introduce yourselves as the Raiders of Beacon. How about that?
No, it's Trell and Friends.
Thrall and Friends is true.
Relevant friend experience.
Or we go with a more traditional like Threll and the Boys.
It's true. there's only other boys.
That's true.
You could call them throwing the boys.
Throwing the boys.
I like that. That's better.
Before we take off here, because Alex said 10 o'clock sharp, which means I still have 9 minutes.
You do. I'll allow it.
Nice. Xander, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Dear God, if I grow an extra arm tonight.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's no.
All right.
There's no. That's for later.
Oh, that's good.
That's later.
That's good.
That's really good.
18, 23. Okay. I need just a second.
You got a few.
Your eyes snap open, and you are laying on what looks like a white altar, staring up into a darkened room except for red beads of light that are slowly undulating in the four corners of this room that you're in currently. And there are dark hooded figures wearing white robes with silver lining around the outskirts of, or around the fringing of their garments. They're chanting something, but you can't make out what they're saying. And then you realize they're not actually chanting, they're having a conversation with each other. Around the base of this pedestal or altar that you're currently laying on is a series of runes carved into the floor that are moving on the floor and swirling around the altar. And then it hits you. You're dead. You're not alive right now, and you're staring up out of lifeless eyes into an extremely darkened chamber. A doorway across from your feet, a paneled door with small little grates for windows on it. You see a couple of familiar faces peering back at you, that of Razier and of Louise. And then you see your own face on the other side of the bars, looking through the windows into this darkened chamber as a few whispers echo out in the hallway on the outside of this room. Your eyes dart over to the right-hand side, and there's a large opening in the side of the wall with stones that have crumbled inward and slid to rest at the base of this altar that you're laying on right now. And then it hits you again. This isn't you laying on this table. And you're pulled out of the vision, and you're laying in your bed. You wake up, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning before you've woken up, and Louise lays on the floor on his bedroll, and you are covered in sweat. Okay, so you wake up, and not only are you sweating, but you are sweating profusely, more so than you ever have in your entire life. The entire bed is soaking wet. You go to cough, and a little bit of blood comes out in your hand. You instinctively reach for the pitcher of water next to the bed and pour yourself a small glass, not making sure that you're not making too much noise so as to wake your brother, although you probably don't care about that right now. You go to drink the water, and there is literally zero taste in your mouth at all. Nothing. You don't even taste the blood that's washing back down your throat. There's no iron metallic taste to it. As the water goes down, you look down and you can see the water going down your throat and into your body. But you feel stronger somehow. Going forward, and you should take note of this, going forward, until I say otherwise, you have advantage on all ability checks and saving throws, and your maximum hit points increases by 10. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
What? I want to touch the thing now.
No. This is like not permanent. This is totally like yeah, this is really nice. And then 5 sessions from now, it'll be like, oh, by the way, your penis, there's 2 of them now.
I'm still not hearing any negatives to this whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not yet.
Dude, I'm the beefiest wizard I've ever seen, ever.
Yeah,
I
you're
have
beefy
I have
AF.
27 hit points right now. Oh my god. This
I'm
is
so jealous.
awful. No, this is terrible. This is like he's buttering me up right now.
Now that we accepted this position, that's a pretty significant landmark. I think we're gonna level up, right?
Hey,
It's literally session 2, Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've got a title
No.
now. I don't think.
I mean,
No.
this is session 3, if you think about it. You know, we've all played 3 times at least, so yeah.
Level per session.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Dude, what? So wait. So I could see the water going down my throat.
Your skin looked semi-translucent
oh no,
to your own eyes.
now that's
not,
bad.
It's not all over your hands. It's not like super visible. You just happen to like glance
Ugly.
down, and you can just see a little bit of water trickling down through your skin. Meaning not through your skin, but through your skin, you could see the water going down your throat. Yeah.
This is terrible. Okay, he can't get scarred already. All right.
We'll have to see what you know what you have to do to get rid of this. You were already told what you needed to do.
I know.
Let's see whether or not you can survive another 2 or 3 days before the solution gets to you. Anyways,
We got a lot of stuff to do.
But
Well,
we
this
pick-
group's got some jobs.
we pick back up in 3 weeks.
Jeez.
just gonna
Wow.
stop recording now.